And we're back with another episode of Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships for Small Business Owners and Entrepreneurs. Hosted by me, your host, Sadan Long, best-selling author, seven-figure online marketing expert at this point. Yeah, a lot of stuff. But anyway, here we are again, another episode. It is the holiday season. It is Big Six. This is the time of year where you gotta get it done. Am I right? I think I'm right. So today we're talking about, are you leaving, are you missing out? Are you leaving money on the table? Are you letting your chance slip through your fingers? Because the reality is, like I said yesterday, and like I've been saying for the last 2 weeks, there ain't going to be another Christmas. We're not going to have June Black Friday that's as big as the Black Friday that we just had. We're not going to have a Mother's Day that's big as Christmas. None of those things. So this is the time, and there's still time to turn it around. If it's going slow, there's still time to make it better if it's not going as well as you like. And there's still time, man, to absolutely dominate this thing if you want. But the question is how motivated are you? How motivated are you to get your business to the absolute best level it could possibly be? Okay, so if you are motivated, then you're probably not leaving anything on the table. But just in case, let's talk about it. Okay, so 3 signs that you are leaving money on the table or that you're missing out. Number 1 is that you don't know where you are. And I don't mean like location. I mean in regard to sales. You don't know what you did yesterday. You don't know what you did last week. You are not keeping track. Okay, so if I called you right now and say, hey man, how'd you do last week? And you couldn't tell me, then you're probably leaving money on the table. Okay. Now I realize that some of us, we don't have any sales. So not having sales is frustrating. So if you have a side hustle and you haven't sold anything in 3 weeks, you might be getting a little bit discouraged. If you have a boutique and nobody's coming in, you might be getting a little discouraged. But see, here's the thing. Knowing that you don't have sales is information. And if you have information, then you can figure out what to do with the information. So again, the first sign that you're probably leaving money on the table is that you just simply don't know how much money you got. No different than anybody who's got a whole bunch of auto pays and they're never checking them. You could have a bunch of auto pays coming out of your checking account right now, taking money that you probably don't even realize is being taken. Why? Because you're not checking your accounts. You're not going through line by line, figuring out whether or not you're doing good or doing bad. You don't know how much is in your savings. You're just assuming. You don't know how much is in your 401k. You're just assuming. And more times than not, we know what an assumption does. I'll tell you a story real quick. A friend of mine who has a mom, we all have moms, but he has a mom who's very meticulous about her banking. She's older, obviously, and she goes through it every month, line by line. And she caught the bank taking money from her. So she calls the bank and she said, hey man, you guys took some money, that you weren't supposed to take. And of course the bank is like, nah, no way, that's impossible. That's just not what we do. We never do anything like that. So she got in her car, went over to the bank, pulled out her statements, pulled out her paperwork, and was like, hey, I keep a tally of everything that comes in and out of this account, and this right here is an error. Had to give her money back. So even though she did not have sales, she still was aware of what was going in and out of her accounts. So even as a business owner, if you don't have sales, you have to sit down and still say, okay, am I in the red? Am I close to being in the red? What is not having sales costing me? Okay. So now, if you know exactly where you are, then you could do something about it. Because like I said yesterday, if you are open, you need to be promoting. It is that simple. So now if me not having sales is about traffic, then I know I need to start trying to drive traffic to my website, to my Facebook page, to my brick and mortar location, to whatever it is that I do, my landing page. I need to be out here promoting. promoting and advertising. Advertising simply means making people aware. Because you significantly improve your chances of being successful if people who need what you are offering know that it exists. So again, number one sign is that you have not taken the time to figure out where you're at, that you can't quote your numbers, that you can't figure out why it's not working because you're not looking at it. So, I love you and I'm going to be right here with you the whole way, but you got to know where you are. Even if you go and you make money fast call with me, I'm going to ask you, so how have you been doing? What way are you trending in? Because I'm looking for things that we could capitalize on. Things that we could improve upon, things that we can build upon. So if nobody's coming in, then okay, that's where we start. Simple as that. Okay. So number two way to know that you are leaving money on the table and that you're missing out this holiday season is that you don't have a plan to reach out to your customers. So again, leads lead to sales. Customers are leads and leads lead to sales. So if you don't have a plan to stay connected to, stay engaged with your customers, you're probably leaving money on the table. Whew. Because again, again, if you do not have a plan to stay engaged with your customers, to keep working your list, to keep working your leads, to keep being top of mind with your customers, they're probably going to go somewhere else because they're going to forget about you. Okay. It's no different than if you meet a woman in October and you haven't called her since November, and now you call her 2 days before New Year's Eve and say, hey, let's go out. She probably already has plans. She's probably already gotten another date. She's probably already figured out that you're not interested. So the question right now is, are you showing your customers you don't care? Are you showing your customers that you're not interested? Are you showing your customers that you really have no desire to help them? And if you're not reaching out to them, I would say yes. Because if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that your business is the best solution to their problem, why are you hiding it from them? Simple question. If you know that your business is the best solution for their problem, why are you hiding it from them? Why are you not calling them? Why are you not reminding them? It would be no different than if you were a doctor and you knew you had to cure the cancer and you had a list of people with cancer and you never called and told them. So your job is to continue to remind your customers that you have things that they need. Not just to bombard them with a whole bunch of calls about nothing, but to literally say, hey, don't forget, this weekend we're running a sale and we only have about 12 of these. So if you want one, you need to come in early. Don't forget, we just got in the new, don't forget, we got so many baskets. And after they're gone, they're gone. Because what's going to happen is that same person's going to be like, man, I should have went over there the other day. But a real friend, a real trusted advisor, a real business owner will say, hey, man, we got you. And even if all those people have done that, a real business owner will then say, for all the people who are running out of time, we got something for you. So now, again, if you have no plan of engagement with your customers, what are you doing? Nothing. And if you do nothing, as the song says, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. You had to do something if you want to get some sales. That's the reality of life. Even if you're in service industries or if you do like construction work, hey man, New Year's Eve is coming up. If people want to have a beautiful Christmas or a beautiful New Year's or a beautiful New Year's Day, and they still need to get that bathroom done. Same thing applies. People want to have a beautiful Christmas, but they still need to get those trees cut down. They still need to get, those leaves up. They still need to get, that grass cut. So when they have people over, it is presentable. You know, they still need a holiday cleaning. So no matter what it is, there is a reason for you to reach out to them. There is a reason for you to stay connected for them. There is a reason for you to still be engaged with them. So whether it be through social media, whether it be through emails, whether it be through just calling them or direct mailing them, you have to stay in touch. One of the reasons I've had a lot of success as a marketer is because we send emails. We send emails reminding people that there's a sale. We send emails reminding people that the sale's ending. We send emails reminding people that there's only a certain amount of seats. We send emails reminding people that the sale ends at midnight. And what we'll do is we'll track the results. And what we started to realize is there wasn't any drop off when we sent more emails. There was actually more engagement. There were actually more sales. Because we weren't just reaching out randomly. We were reaching out for a reason. And people appreciated us reaching out for a reason. So again, if you don't have a plan to engage with your people regularly, to remind them that you're still here to help them, they're probably going to forget about you, and you are most likely leaving money on the table, money that you're going to need in 2024. So now the third thing, because I'm only going to give you three. So here's the third one. The third thing is that you don't have a plan for your people. Okay. So if you have people, and I don't care if they're your auntie, your nephew, your mom, your husband, your wife, whomever, your homegirl, if they are a part of your business, you need to have a plan that they are following day in, day out to ensure that you guys meet your goals. Okay. So if you got auntie working the counter, auntie needs to know every time somebody comes to the counter, we don't let them just buy one. We always recommend that they buy two or three. If you have, your daughter, your niece, and she out there on the sales floor, hey, we need to make sure that we pointing over here to these gifts. Because these gifts right here are great for grab bags. So that's an extra $20 on every sale. So if you got 5 sales, you add an extra $20 to every sale. You just got another $100, which might help you pay payroll, which might help you keep the lights on, which might help you pay your electricity. Again, if you do it every day, now instead of having $100 on Monday, you've gotten $100 every day for 6 or 7 days. That might pay some bills. That might pay a salary. Hell, that might put you in a position to pay you. So again, you have to have a plan for your people. Okay? So if you have people who are adjacent to you and you're not a solopreneur, what are they supposed to be doing? And how well trained are they? And how much time have you put into inspecting the things that you expect from them? A lot of us own daycares, a lot of us own catering companies, a lot of us own retail environments, or side hustles that require us to be interacting with and selling to customers. But as these businesses grow, we usually add on family. But the problem is that we treat our family like family and not like partners in a business. Because we looking at them as family. But in the reality, these are the reasons you could either be successful or not be successful. If you got a daughter who really doesn't want to be there, and she just at the counter just ringing stuff up, and she not upselling, and she's not, friendly and engaging and making sure she get people's contact information. Now, when you go back to try to engage with those people to get feedback, to get testimonials, or to remind them of other things that you may have coming up, you don't have those people. You might have, your mom in there. You're like, well, that's my mama. But the reality is your mom or your dad or whomever, has decided to help you do this work needs to be selling just like you. Because that's how you guys are going to eat. If you're going to pay them, then you need to be getting a return on your investment. These are not salaries. These are investments. When you invest 8 hours worth of money into something, you expect 80 hours worth of return. So even if it's mom or dad, you have to put in that work. So it works in everything you do. You want the people who work with you selling just like you, the people who work with you just doing the things that you know will work. And it's your job to make sure that they're getting done. And if you get good at it and you hire great people and they do what you need them to do, now you can start to spend more time on other aspects of the business. You know, or you could just start spending more time doing stuff outside of the business. Because again, as you become a more successful business owner, you start to build a brand. You start to build a name. You start to build recognition, and people want to interview, and people want to talk to you, and people want to meet with you. Okay, so if you get the first part of this right, and the business runs well, all of a sudden, now people want you on their podcast. All of a sudden, people want to interview you from the local radio and TV and newspapers because you have a great story. The coolest thing about my clients is watching them grow from just doing business to being a business, to seeing them have their own personal brands and start coaching and start doing speaking engagements and having tours based around the fact that they're successful in business. So right now, if you're not doing the things that we just talked about, not only are you affecting your short-term success, you're affecting your long-term success. Because just look at it like this. My business is doing well. I got great people running it. They're happy to see me when I come in. I'm happy to see them because they're doing everything that I've taught them and teach them to do. But now I've been able to write a book, or I've been able to start speaking. I've been able to become somebody who's sought after for advice, so that now I can then do all this other stuff that I want to do. The empowerment events, the woman's, business owner events. People are asking me to do stuff now. But if you're not successful and you close down, nobody's ever going to ask you to do that stuff. One of my friends and partners, and, she does great work. But the great work that she does opens up so many other doors. It puts her in so many other rooms. Because now people see you differently. So not only are you missing out on sales, you might be missing out on an opportunity to really follow your dreams, goals, and passions in other areas. Another thing you might be missing out on, if you're not making sure that your business is running smooth, the opportunity to transform your body. If your business runs smooth and you got great people and you're holding them accountable and you got a plan to reach out and keep people engaged and keep people coming through the door because you know where you're trying to get to and you know what to do each and every day to get there, man, that frees you up to go to gym. That frees you up to hire a trainer. Frees you up to hire somebody, who can actually help you build and transform into this beautiful, wonderful person that you always knew you could be. Because trust and believe, if you could do it by yourself, you would have already done it. And if your business is struggling, more than likely your health is going to go next. Because the stress, the poor eating habits, the fact that you can't sleep because you're losing money and you have to worry about how you're going to pay bills and pay payroll. And you have to deal with the guilt and shame of knowing that you had to do stuff that you didn't really want to do, like take money out of your 401k to pay payroll or to keep the lights on. Now you get a chance to get that money back, and you get a chance to start going to the gym and doing yoga and getting a personal trainer. Shout out to Robin, by the way. I see Robin joined in with us today. She's somebody that, you probably want to check out if you're in the position, to get a Saturday morning class in. If you're in a position, to hire a personal trainer. But the thing is the business has to run right. Okay? Because if the business doesn't run right, how are you going to then get away? Where are you going? You need to be right here because we short staffed today. We need to be right here cooking because we don't have a plan to not be here. We didn't put people in place. We didn't put, the structure in place that we needed to put in. We just kind of winging it. And when you just kind of wing it, it just kind of leaves you to pick up all these balls because at the end of the day, you're the one who's responsible. You are the one who's going to be held accountable. You're the one that people are going to look at. You're the one that people are going to laugh at. You're the one that the banks are going to come after. You're the one that can't go out because every time you go out, people ask you questions about why you're not open anymore. You know, and you have to live with that. So right now, we're going to circle back to the top. Make sure that you know exactly where you are, because if you don't know where you are, the chances of you getting where you're trying to go are almost impossible. Number two, you need to make sure you got a plan to re-engage with, to stay connected to keep a line of communication reminding customers that you could help them for each and every day. Here's the people we need to reach out to every morning. Here's how we reach out to them. And if you are open, you need to be promoting. It is that simple. If you open, you need to be promoting. Oh, wow, cool. Robin says she has 3 businesses built under her brand name. I imagine that the first one had to be successful to get to the other ones. So again, if you open, you need to be promoting. And that last thing, if you have people who work for you, you need to make sure that they are well trained, well prepared, and that you are inspecting what they do to ensure that they are doing it to the best of their ability. And if the best of their ability is not good enough, then you need to get some more people. That's just the truth of the matter. This is business. It ain't personal. Even if it's mom and them. Why? So that you can then move in the direction that you're supposed to be moving in. Because a great business creates a great brand for the business owner. We know Warren Buffett because Warren Buffett does great business. There's no other way we would know some little guy who lives in the middle of nowhere. We have no reason to know these people other than the fact that they do great business. He's not on television. He don't have an album out. He just does great business. So again, you start looking at these CEOs, who now have these major brands and are all over the place because they do great business. The same thing works all the way down to you. If you're a wonderful business owner who does great work, they're going to be great stories. If you're a wonderful business owner who does great work in terms of profit, more than likely you're going to want to give some of that money to some cause, which is going to then put you in the spotlight. People are going to see you giving away turkeys. People are going to see you donating coats. People are going to see you cutting checks to battered women's shelters and things of that nature. But you have to have your business in order to get there. So when I say you're missing out on something, you're not just missing out on the sales. You're missing out on all the things that come with having a great business. The peace, the joy, the rest. So if you get the peace, the joy, and the rest, then you become a better human being. You become better looking. You become physically strong. You become a much kinder, more attractive person that people want to be around and do business with. They say it takes money to make money. So part of the reason you're not where you want to be outside of business might be because you haven't handled your business. But if you do, look at all the wonderful things you'll be able to do. Look at all the people you'll be able to help. Look at the friends that you'll be able to help. One of the things I live by is I love getting money with my friends. Shout out to Mary Mac. Hey, cuz, I love you. Is I live by getting money with my friends. It is cool to get a call and somebody say, hey, man, I got something for you. That is wonderful. It is cool to be able to hang out and enjoy a day knowing that there's money to cover the bills without you having to be standing on the floor to get it. And if you have the time to devote to being fit, being healthy, traveling, seeing the world, taking care of your kids, spending quality time with your friends, how much better a life is that? And if you have the money to then donate to stuff, how much better of a life is that? So we got to know where we're at. We got to make sure we got a plan, and we got to make sure that we're getting the best out of our people. Robin, thank you as well. I'm glad that you enjoy it. So, please share it with other people. And Anybody that's watching it or will watch it later, man, make sure that you go over to her page. If you're looking to get fit, which you probably are in 2024, she is someone that has done a great job in transforming women's bodies, and probably men too. But I know that she does great work with women. So if you're a woman, and you're in Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area, check her out. So shout out. Again, this has been another episode of successful marketing and sales and relationships for small business owners and entrepreneurs. As always, I'm your business big bro. If anything on this sparked something in you that you have a question about, you could leave it in the comments. You can go over to growninrich.com. I would prefer you go to growninrich.com and click that Make Money Fast button. They're going to send me an email. I'm going to get said email, and then I'm going to email you back, and we're going to set up a time. And then we're going to talk about everything going on with your business, from sales to marketing to the people. Because again, we build businesses and we use marketing. We are not just marketing people. And as always, I'm going to continue to say this. I stand with the people who own the businesses, because I fully understand that business owners are people too. So with that being said, get out there, have a wonderful day. I love you. I appreciate you. It has been an honor to sit here before you. And as always, stay blessed. Enjoy your holiday season. And I'm out. Cuz, tell everybody I said hello and hug them for me.